Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Welcome to the 2026 season 11 for the Chameleon Academy outreach. Hello, everybody. It is so good to be back. Oh my goodness. Let's see all of our friends in the chat. By the way, this show happens every Saturday now starting. We take a break in December we take a break in January when I'm in Madagascar. But if you're seeing this, just know that you can be here live every Saturday at 12 noon Pacific, and we all get together and hang out and love chameleons together. So let's see. Oh, we've got Danish Diamond Chameleons. Hello, welcome from Denmark, and Joanne from Canada. And we got Janet and James and Steve. Tony, hello. Hey, okay, Tony. Tony came from Madagascar. Welcome, Tony. Glad you made it back. Obviously, everybody, my voice is a little bit not up to speed, but the show must go on. So we're going to be here. Hello, Flick from Northern Ireland. And the crowd pours in. Yes. Decided Bill can no longer go on vacation without me. All right. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Yeah, it used to be that James would get all of the misadventures. Well, without James, the universe was lonely and decided that I was going to get all the misadventures. So, hey, Lisa, hello. And Anna, okay. Renee is here. CNC Tortoises. Nate. Wonderful. And all right. So, Amphibious from Greece. Constantinos, very good to see you. And yeah, I'm going through the chat right now because it's just good to see you all again. For those who are watching this, we've been dark for who knows how long, I guess a couple of weeks. And so it's just not the same. When you do this every single week, it's like you're meeting with family. Hello, Alex, Geraldine and Robin. Oh, Geraldine, hello. Yeah, I'm going to be showing some pictures. Matthew says, whoop, welcome home. Did you see First for a Minor? Ah, yes, Leander. Leander. Oh, my brain doesn't work as well. I knew that name would come to me. Leander, very good to have you here. Welcome home. Do you see First for a Minor? Yes, we did. But we only saw the female. The male was elusive. But we did see the female. Yeah. Oh. Bill has gained somewhere since Wednesday night. Glad you're feeling. Yes, I feel better than I did on Wednesday night. I did show up at on Sean's Reptile Show reporter, and but it was bad, but I was there. I am feeling better. How are the shamrock eggs, Alex? I've been checking on them. They are doing very well, and they are in diapause. As soon as they're out of diapause, I'm going to start doing the update, the visual update. We're going to be checking them every session. Hey, Wayne Beatties. Hello. Wayne Beatties says, don't forget to smash the like, you all. You don't want to make Wayne Beatties sad. This is his Saturday. We need to be making Wayne Beatties happy. So hit the like. Hello, Alicia. And Nate has some great news. Everybody was on break. Female bifidus Lucy is digging to lay right now. Anxious Keeper. Yes, we are excited. We have eggs from on James's side. Hopefully we're going to get eggs from Nate. And Robin is reporting that there is a breeding going on. So, excuse me. There may be a couple of those off-camera moments as I am working through a little bit of a cold that I picked up in Madagascar. When you bring things back from Madagascar, souvenirs, You know, you spend 25 hours on an airplane in airports. But let's see. Justin's here, and Steve says, how is photography in customs bill? Don't do it, everybody. I thought that when you take photographs in immigration, that's something that United States and Europe frowns upon. Well, apparently they care in Madagascar as much. And so I was given a stern warning not to do so. So there you go. Don't do it. I did it so you don't have to. Yes, I did get some photographs, and they did not confiscate my phone, which I'm glad of that. But don't do it. So how about the boys, Bill? The boys. What boys? What boys you talking about, Justin? So just wondering if I love the females are better ones anyways. Okay, yeah, well. And they were gravid, so you got the gravid colors, but they didn't flash the full gravidity because we didn't have the males there. The boys, the good boys of Madagascar. That's what Justin. They are doing great, and I didn't include any of the good boys of Madagascar in the slideshow that I'm going to be bringing up very soon. But next week, I'm going to be doing a part 2 of my adventures in Madagascar. And I am going to be doing a lot of showing you the good boys and girls in Madagascar. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, when I go to Madagascar, I fill up my suitcase with dog treats, and we make it a point to feed them to dogs along the way and show them that they are loved. Dogs aren't necessarily treated very well in Madagascar. And so that's my mission, is to go and let them know that they are loved. Yeah. And that says Madagascar shamrock pictures are amazing. Yes. Seeing the shamrock chameleons in Madagascar is a huge treat because they're there at all levels. They're at the high levels. They're at the eye level, and so you are able to see them up close. Like the Parsons chameleons, unless they're the babies, generally they're really high up, and so we got to get somebody to go get them and bring them down. But shamrock chameleons, they're all over, so it's really a treat. Malthae are better. Wow, Matthew, you got a lot of opinions these days. So okay, but you know what, Malthae are pretty cool, and yes, we saw Malthae. This is first, and you're going to see this next week. Not this week because it happened in the second half of the trip, but I finally got a picture of an adult Malthae with the green. The last trips that I've been on, I've just been able to get the juvenile coloration. This time I got the adult coloration, the green, and the female with the blue occipital lobes. That was special. Hey, thank you. Good being here, Konstantinos. Yeah. Oh, hey, Misty Mountain Fence is here. Yeah, Nate, I hope you get a Malthae. I hope you get a male Malthae and you continue doing that. Malthae is such a great species. It's one of my favorites, and I wish I could work with all of them because Malthae would be high on my list. But my personal goals is I have to focus. How painful. What is it with these personal goals and personal growth? You know what? Sometimes it's just painful. Oh, Janet received 2 female first bifidus Wednesday. Excellent. Tested poop and have some flagellated something. We'll post it. Oh, yes. Please post. It's interesting that the bifidus that have been coming in have been generally light on parasites, but the ones that they do have is flagellated protozoa, and it's interesting that we're seeing a pattern there. So that's really cool. Bill, I just came from a reptile show and I found a tiny chameleon, not like anything I've seen. They said live births. I would know if I've heard of it. Did not get lack education on breed. Right now, if you're talking about little chameleons, there's only 2 little chameleon species that are coming in that, can you tell me how much they were? The helmeted chameleon, Honelli, and Eliotai. And so if there was a little crest on the head, that would be Honelli, the helmeted chameleon. If it was a smooth head, it was Eliotai. Unless there's some weird variant that came in. I know that there's some Bradypodian thamnobates that have come in, but that I'd be surprised if that was at a show. They're coming in and they are very expensive. So yeah, let me know how much they were or any other description. You can also tell me what other kind of chameleons were at the table, because if it was a shipment like a shipment of from Kenya, then we pretty much know what they are. So, it was plain green, live bearer plain green. Eliotai is the closest thing that I can think of that would be close to plain green. See, Hugo Magana. Just got my chameleon last week. I was able to set up everything thanks to your videos. Nice. Feel very comfortable with the information you provided. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And I'm glad you're here. Now you can get hang out with the community. And if you have any questions, just ask here. We've got so many people in the chat that can help. And, well, hey, I answer questions too. Senegal. Senegal is possible, except they said it was live birth. Assuming that they know what they're talking about. Then the Senegal is an egg layer. Focus on all the chameleons. Oh yeah. Yeah, right. Do not lead me into temptation. You know I'll do it. I missed out on the multi because that was poor Geraldine was sick on the day that we climbed up Maro Mizaha up the mountain. Maro Mizaha. So let's see. Interesting. There seems to be two colors. There seems to be a lot of colors. Yeah. The whole brevicorn occipital lobe complex is just completely messed up. We got taxonomists trying to figure that thing out all over the place. We actually met Miguel Vences, who is the author of the field guide to reptiles and amphibians of Madagascar. He was there in Andasi Bay, and we got to talk to him. That was really cool. So let's see if my phone held my history of name. Hey, if you got a picture of it, just give us a picture. Senegals are egg layers. Yeah. Still in the hunt for a Johnsonite female and now a brevicorn female. You might find a brevicorn female. Johnsonite female, that's a tall order. But keep looking. Hi, Eliza. Good to see you. All right. Let's go through. Yes, Alex, your messages are popping through or coming in. So, all right. So we really to see a little bit of what Bill did in Madagascar. Let's go ahead and bring up. There we go. That's another thing about yellow going to Madagascar. You see variations. That's a yellow giant. You can see a lot of green in that yellow giant. So, there's the crew. What did Bill do in Madagascar? Bill did everything, anything and everything. There is the crew from left to right. That is Tony. You know what? I never learned how to pronounce your last name. Sinkanik? Is that right? Sinkanik. And then there's Patrick, Andre, Mia, Haja. I've been practicing that last name. And then there's Geraldine Noto and Bill Strand. We had a small group, and so we were fast and nimble. Had a great time. Let's see, I love this. Cold, wet, and windy, Eliza Ann. Just normal. That's Northern Ireland. Ireland. Oscar, yeah. Almost correct, Bill. I'll get it. So if everybody wondering what's it like going to Madagascar, this is what a typical room looks like. Not bad. This you got a good. They're very comfortable. The beds are typical hotel beds. Some of them are nice and some of them are hard, but generally they're comfortable. And usually you get mosquito netting. In Antananarivo, there isn't that many mosquitoes, but you usually get mosquito netting. So it's a comfortable trip. It's a comfortable trip, and you can look out over the river there. This is where we spent our first night. Generally speaking, we come in very late, like 11:45 p.m. is when we arrive, and so we travel through the night just to our first night to try to get a little bit of sleep in a bed and not crammed in a airplane seat. And then in the morning, let me tell you that Madagascar coffee. Oh my goodness. I decided I wanted to cut back on coffee. I decided I'm going to cut back on coffee when I get back, which I have done, by the way. I have not had coffee in my house in the morning since I've come back. I only do it when I go out. So I'm a social coffee drinker now. But in Madagascar, yeah, I made sure I had it every morning. Tony says, all the rooms we stayed at were great. Yeah, they were pretty good. Geraldine agrees. Pretty nice overall. Yeah. No hole in the floor for potty, Robin. No, not until you get to the top of Maromizaha. The bathroom at the top of the let me try to get. There we go. Bathroom at the top of the mountain is kind of a hole in the wall. So, hey, Amy, very good to see you. Oh, we had a great trip. Yeah, we got a great trip. What? Trader? Uh-oh. Who's a trader? Oh, talking about coffee. That's okay. I went out to coffee this morning, and so I just make it so I have to go out to coffee. I'm not saying I'm not going to drink coffee. I'm just going to have to work for it. And did you fall and bump your head or something? No coffee? And believe me, in Madagascar, every day. The thing is, it's if I have it every day, then it loses its effectiveness, and I need to keep it medicinal. So, hardest part of building an enclosure is finding manzanita branches. I don't like manzanita branches. You can talk to James. He likes manzanita branches. He'll be your friend. Me, I like sycamore. And you can find sycamore at a lot of the parks in Orange County, talking about Orange County, California. A lot of sycamore in Orange County, California. So you can just go to some of the larger parks and you'll find sycamore branches, and those work really well. Little inside knowledge from Southern California. All right. Constantino says, I'm really jealous of the coffee you were drinking there, Bill. I always bring kopi susu to my... Oh, so that's coffee with milk, I think. I was drinking Barno. It's such simple coffee, but had great taste. Oh, yeah, it's incredible in Madagascar. Fisher's chameleon is what they call it. Oh, okay, then they're talking about bomi. But it's not live birth. Bomi is, they call it the mini fishers. It's not really fishers, but it's Kinyongia bomi. That's what comes from Kenya, but it is an egg layer. But that makes sense. That's the eggs that Carson has. So, I've noticed sycamore seems to last longer than my other kinds of branches. I don't have any experience with months in it. Yeah, sycamore, it's a hardwood and it's got a lot of character. It's kind of nice. Oh boy, now you started something, Alicia. Now you started. Yeah, we got a lot of Bomi fans around here. Yeah. Wanted 100 for it. Yeah, that's the going rate. That's going rate. Tony says the coffee was excellent and strong, Amy. Yes. Yes. You get your punch for your dollar in Madagascar with their coffee. All right. Well, I'm back. This is a female Kaluma crypticum. This is a flappy flap. Yeah, there's some debate as to whether all of the crypticum and brevicorn is really Guterres. So they're changing all the names and stuff. But there is there iced coffee, Robin? There is no iced coffee. They don't do iced coffee there. I don't know if they could make iced coffee, but we stay away from ice cubes. Although the places that we stay at use filters with their ice, so that should be safe. But I love iced coffee. That's my favorite. But I have not had iced coffee in Madagascar. But I haven't tried hard. Crypticum, yes, and this is a gravid female saying she does not appreciate. She does not appreciate the male who is right here. Look at those colors. Oh my goodness, this is the first time I have been able to get a male colored up. He was really colored up. Usually they're brown, nondescript brown. And as soon as you bring out your camera, they go from colorful to brown very quickly. But this is the first time I've been able to capture one. So it's very special. I think I might die inside. Oh man. There will be some adjustment when you get to Madagascar. There will be some adjustment, but you will come out the other side. You will come out the other side with stories of personal growth. We have sycamore in front of our house. We do not use pesticides, but our neighbors do. Would you still use the branches? It depends on the pesticide. Know what you're up against. You can wash the branches. It's going to be a personal choice. How much the pesticide will actually hurt the chameleon? It depends on what pesticide it is, how long it's been on there. I mean, when you're talking about branches, you're talking about dead branches that are on the ground. I don't know how long. You got to just figure out what kind of pesticide it is, figure out how long it's going to stick around. So I don't know. There isn't any standards here. So you're just going to have to gauge the situation and decide what you want to do. She says, okay, just take my money. Let's go. All right. We're on the way. Constantino says, dry the branches or wash them well with hot water if there's a chance for pesticide overspray. Yeah, I have never cleaned anything that I've used. But then again, I stay away from pesticides. Okay, so you want to know what chameleon habitat is? I have specifically taken pictures of chameleon habitat. So every now and then you're going to see pictures like this. This is where we found Crypticum and Lateralis, the carpet chameleon. It's in this kind of thicket type area. And what is it? We don't have to catalog the exact plants because some of them are invasive. But this is just the general idea. Thick foliage, lots of branches. How long of a flight was it from Cali to Madagascar? Oh, my goodness. So it's about 10 hours to Paris and then 12 hours to Madagascar. And then you add in whatever layovers you have. So it's about 25 or so hours for me to get to Madagascar. Ashley. I do not know who Ashley is, but all are welcome. All right, it's looking like I'm actually going to have to do this. Got enough people already. I've been working with Patrick to figure out if we're going to be doing anything a little bit different. There are some trade-offs that I may have to deal with. Are you going next year? Well, I was going to see if there was enough interest, and there's already this wellspring of interest and people committing to go. So it's looking very probable that I will be doing this again next year. Would you like to join us? Because I would love to have you. That would be fun. Tina Chameleons Bill. Let's see what that. I don't know. Robin says no. Yep, we're going to 2027. What are the trade-offs, Bill? We have to stay. No. I'm going to keep it at 2 weeks. The trade-offs are like we can do that hike up the mountain in Ranamafana, or we can go, for example, looking in the plantations for Parsons chameleons and Baltietis. The thing is, you go to the plantations looking for Parsonite and Baltietis, it is a hot hike. It's a rough hike, it's hot, and it's not comfortable at all. But then you're going to say, oh yeah, Bill, is it any less comfortable than hiking up a mountain where you, by the way, slip in the mud and you get your finger all messed up? That's something for me to consider. But those are the kind of trade-offs. I'm also thinking in the second half, I'd like to go see if we can find Kaluma cuculata and Kaluma globifera. And so it's just how can we fit in and what do I take out and put in? I'm a little bit concerned. Well, I just have to say I'd like to go and do that trip to find the Parsonite and Baltietis in the plantations. It just means that I'm going to have to tell everybody, if you come on this is going to be a little bit more of a grueling hike. We have to be ready to be in the hot and humid sun. So come with sunscreen and stuff. And so everybody, this is the kind of thing I have to think about, because usually what I've been doing for these trips is making them very accessible, trying to make them accessible so it's easy for people to go to Madagascar who may not have had the chance otherwise. But this next trip, it's possible this may be the last time I do it. So we'll see how that goes. And so I'm thinking I may make it a little bit more, pushing the limit a little bit more to see some things that I want to see. So those are the kind of things I'm considering, James. Ashley. Oh, that Ashley. I know Ashley. Okay. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, Parsons all the way. Let's do it. Okay, well, I got a vote. I'm cool with going to 3 weeks. Yes. Well, no, it would just be like when we hike up a Ranamafana, we do see some lemurs. We see some cool stuff. We see some Brookesia, but we see lemurs in Andasi Bay. We see Brookesia in Andasi Bay. And so I'm thinking maybe we don't need to see that in Ranamafana. I'm giving up one chance to see Fantasticus, and I don't like that, but I can see Fantasticus in the Andasi Bay area. So I'm thinking about giving up that first mountain hike that we did. It's beautiful, but we kind of do a mountain hike again. Anyway, I think we'll have more conversations about that. Anyone who's able to go to Madagascar should. It was amazing. This is from someone who hates heat and humidity. Yes, Geraldine was a trooper. But yes, it is amazing. found globies with the crypticum about 1.5 hours outside of town. Yeah, that's so on the way to Andasi Bay is where we'd be looking. So it's probably the same place you're talking. Robin is Southern Louisiana. Okay, so you're already set. You know. Tony agrees. Excellent. That's good to hear. So, okay, we all got to visit. We all got to spend a week in with Marcia in Savannah, Georgia. We'll all camp in her reptile room, and we'll learn to get used to the heat and humidity. So this is in Ranamafana when we are on the trail and looking out over all of the forest. Yeah. Geraldine says, Baltius was my favorite of all the chameleons we saw. Photos don't do this species justice. It is an incredible species. So, okay, yeah, this is the story. I went, I had a misadventure. Guys, don't go off the path. A guide went chasing after this troop of lemurs, and I went chasing after the guide, and it was very muddy. And I slipped, and I grabbed a tree, which is no problem. There's a lot of trees there. But this one gave me some incredible splinters. I was able to get most of them out, but there was one that was so deep, I literally had to have surgery done. This is a doctor who was there trying to make sure that people didn't bring in monkeypox. And I came down and I said, down the hill, I said, doctor? He says, what'd you do? And so I showed him. He literally he couldn't dig it out either. And believe me, I was going to crack the table with how hard I was grabbing it because it hurt. He was digging in my finger. So he finally had to get his medicine bag. He had to give me lidocaine and literally do surgery there in Ranamafana to get this splinter out. So it was quite the experience. This is when I say I was the universe's punching bag. This is why I need James. Yeah. Yeah, Masawala, that would be a more serious trip. Geraldine says, I did complain about the heat and humidity the entire. Yes, she did. She let us know that it was hot and humid. You could just check with Geraldine. How is it? Hot and humid. Yeah. Absolutely. It was amazing, Amy. Oh, it was so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Masawala is hard to get to too. Yes. Masawala, Amber Mountain. Where's that other place that I was thinking about going? Mario Jeji. There are some very cool places. Yes, they got tipped. I asked him how much it was to do this surgery. He said, it's our job. But we tipped him. Yeah. Give me a second. Yes, it came back with a cold. Mm-hmm. James Luck is changing. Ashley and I will meet up with him in California and then smooth sailing from there. Well, if you two are going to be the antidote to the James energy, that'll be very interesting to see if that works. I like that. Thought power tools were the worst for Bill, but wandering off the trail ranks up. I'm actually pretty good with power tools. I didn't have any misadventures with power tools. I had misadventures with Flex Seal. That is true. That is true. I found Eurypletus fantasticus, little satanic leaf-tailed gecko. I was so happy. So happy. I've been able to find them every trip. But yeah, it's always special. And this was so out in the Ranamafana. This is Eurypletus samiotai, and this is the first time I've ever seen one in the wild. So there were a number of firsts in this trip, and this is one of them. So That was so cool. So very cool. So let's see. All right, I'm going to bring up. And of course, the star of the show, the Shamrock Chameleons. Guys, I got to tell you, it was so special seeing these. And they're easy to see. This is a species that you can just drive on the road. You go to a certain road and they're there all along the side of the road, and the forest along the side of the road. They're high, they're low. And it's just amazing being able to be up close to them. And they're annoyed, but they don't panic. So this is so cool. Yeah. And our ubiquitous friends, Phelsuma lineata, these little guys are all over the hotel, all over the restaurants, and they are enjoying eating all the things that come around. You could just sit and watch them hunt, and it is so freaking cool. Yes. This is the variety of Parsons chameleon that's found in the Ranafana area. This is where we find the yellow lips. Amazing. So in 2025, we did go to a plantation to look for them, and we found a female. That was during the dry spell. And this was a female that was missing an eye and was just so dehydrated. It was really sad. But this time, luckily, the rains came, and the rains did what they were supposed to do. And these Parsons were well hydrated. And yes, it was raining while we were taking these pictures. Here, I'll even say this: day geckos are everywhere. Never got sick of seeing them. Yeah, they were very cool. Always our little friends. We'd always watch them during breakfast do their thing. The most beautiful Parsons. All right. Let's not get into any Parsons fights here. They're all beautiful. But yes, I have a soft spot in my heart for yellow lips. And there is the first for Baltiatus. Very rare, very, very rare. And we don't see it in captivity. I know they have some in Europe. One person. Oh boy. Here it goes. Here we go. Yellow giants are better. Okay. All right. If the chat gets out of hand, I'm going to have to come in and mediate here. It's the green giants and yellow giants for me. So everybody's got their opinion. Now all I have to do is wait for the orange eye and the Christopher people to come in, and then we've got a mob, like riot. Is that the one we saw last time in Ranamafana? It's probably not the same individual, but it is the species. So yes, when we were, I can tell it's not the same individual because there was a different rostral process than the one we saw. But yes, this is the same species that we saw last time. So, well, Christopher, oh, there you go. See, you know what? Got trouble. He says, love these beautiful pictures. Oh, yeah. These are so much fun. So much fun taking that. Here is Any Mantellas. Here's Matthew going, yeah, but what have you done for me recently? Yeah, Baltiatus is nice, but how about Any Mantellas? Yes, actually, I've got you a Boroni. I don't have it in these pictures here, but I'm going to make sure that in next week's slideshow, I give you a Mantella. So, Joanne, very nice to see you again. It's nice to see everybody again. So this is, when you're driving by, this is Ranamafana. This is what it looks like on the side of the road. You got all those vines hanging down. This is your typical perfect heaven of a jungle. Oh man, things are getting hot and heated in the chat. Oh no. Oh no. And the food wasn't as bad as you might think. There are times where we went for a local lunch where you got kind of like roadside stuff. We never went to places that would be not good or dangerous, like too rural. So we never went there. We made sure that every place that we ate was healthy for us foreigners that are not used to the microbes of the area. But there are times where we had some quite nice meals. So yeah, it is. We aren't necessarily roughing it. I've got the bills with the bro and I. Such pretty money. Oh, hey, you know what? Let me see if I've got those. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, it's the 100 Ari bill. Here, let's go. That's their 100 Ari bill with the Boronai. And that's what that's the kind that I was able to photograph. It's in the it's the Ranamafana area. The other bill that I like is the Nepenthes bill. I have no idea why they don't have a chameleon on their money. What the heck is up with that? Come on, Madagascar. So, like my orange eye one's the best. Yes, I originally wanted to work with orange eyes, and I was sent. So I ordered orange eyes, and I got 2 females, and actually turns out they were yellow lips, and so they cleared that up. Luckily, they cleared that up before I bought the male. So yes, I was going to be an orange eye guy, but now I'm a yellow lip guy. What are the temperatures like over there? I was going to ask about the food as well. Well, you just saw the food. We are careful about what we eat, but we eat in places that cater to tourists. And so zebu steak is a common one. I had pizza a lot. They do good pizza over there. Really good pizza. So that's not just a cop out. They actually do very good pizza over there. And I had spaghetti and pasta. So the breakfast is it's basically eggs and pastries and such like that, and coffee. So it's not like you have a whole lot of luxury choices, but it's really not that bad. You know what, Geraldine? How about this? Geraldine, what do you think? Geraldine had dietary restrictions, and so food is actually pretty good. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, Fred, that's the person to talk to. Food. Okay, you can order eggs. You can order eggs. Eggs, and zebu steak. Yeah. Tony says food was absolutely amazing. Yeah. Wasn't that bad. It can be pretty good. And as for temperatures, excuse me. Just had to cough there. The temperature's warm and humid. So, 80s and humid. When you go into the forest, it goes down in temperature. So when we're doing the hikes in the forest, it's cooler. But if you're out like road herping and stuff like that, it'll be in the 80s. And the thing is, it's humid, so it's sticky, and yeah, it's like what Marsha lives. Marsha lives this all the time. Yeah. Hello. Wish I could get a zebu steak here. Some of those zebu steaks are really good. They had some good fish. I did not try the fish. Okay. Yes, the food is better than you would be thinking. But it's not luxury, but actually some of it is kind of luxury. And Geraldine says most of the menus were in French, which is confusing, but Patrick helped a lot with explaining what the food was. Yeah, you start to learn your French. What does zebu taste like? James, can you help? James, Tony, what do you guys think? What does zebu taste like? It tastes like beef to me. It's a beefy taste. A little bit different, but very beefy. Let's see. Zebu tastes just like steak. Not only does it taste like beef, it is beef. Well, it's a little bit different. Lived on zebu and rice. I do zebu and French fries. And then somewhere in the, somebody in the trip gets sick. It always happens. Geraldine got sick, then I got sick. And so for 36 hours, I lived on French fries. We deal with it. Tuna steak was probably the best tuna I ever ate. Yeah. I don't care if I have to. I need to see part. Yeah, everybody, the biggest. Oh, so everybody wondering what zebu is? This is what zebu is. These are zebu. It's like they look like cattle. They're just a different species of cattle. So Matthew, I don't know exactly how close they are. I care if I go in a hole. All right, guys. So really, the biggest thing you gotta learn is you can't put toilet paper in the toilets. That's the biggest thing. There are sit-down toilets everywhere we go, unless we've got to stop on the way between hotels, and then it's like going in the woods. So if you camp and you've gone to the bathroom in the woods, that's what it's like when we're between hotels. But every hotel has a sit-down toilet, and the only thing is you can't put toilet paper in the toilet. So there's a little trash can there, and that's where you put it. You put the used toilet paper. You're thinking, boy, that doesn't sound great. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't sound great. Everybody deals with it differently. I make sure I take a shower after. Anyway, anybody who signs up for this trip, we will have a one session dedicated to saying how it is. So, I said deep down, I do too. I'm trying to block. Yeah. Well, Geraldine, Tony, how traumatic was it? Well, I'll ask you. Traumatic. Oh, yeah, wait. Oh, we're not there yet. Oh, we'll bring up this conversation again. He says Grosh. Okay, yeah, there is. Yeah, okay. So anyway, guys. Wait a minute. I got to say it right. So there's a zebu, and this is actually rare to see that the kids have a puppy. So there are some dogs that are kept as pets, but mostly they're like running around, and as far as I know, they're not dangerous. But it was great. Me and Tony were a great team because he brought lollipops for kids. Me, I brought dog treats for dogs. And so Tony would give out lollipops and I would give out dog treats. So this kid got, they all got lollipops and then his puppy got a dog treat. Geraldine says, the toilet paper thing didn't bother me as much as I expected. You get used to it. You just get used to it. And this is the incredible forest of Andasi Bay. And this is the view outside of our lodge. You go sit in your, I tell you, Geraldine felt sick and had to stay at the hotel room. She picked the exact right place to be sick. This is where she had to sit and look out all day at this. And she had to, and there's lemurs that run through these trees. And at 6:30 in the morning, you get woken up by the injury. And they're just echoing through the forest. It's unreal. So, in fact, I think I'm going to be sick next time in Andasi Bay and have to sit here all day. Patrick said, even when the dogs are pets, they aren't allowed inside. I know. Yeah, so, yeah, whatever. That's true. And yes, the rumors are true. We ran into a wild Peternechas. We met him in Tana, and he drove with us to Andasi Bay and hung out with us on some of our hikes and our trips. And so we got to talk to him. And Tony comes from Czechoslovakia like Petr does. And so they were able to talk in Czech. And so that was a very interesting meeting on the other side of the world. And there is the injury over there. Geraldine says, I got to watch lemurs and day geckos where I was sick. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And so, there is your female Brucessia superciliaris. You get to be up close and find these guys in the wild. I mean, it's so amazing to be walking through the forest and to see one of these things. So, did he ask about me? He told me that he didn't want me to divulge our conversation about you, Matthew. But just know you hold a special place in his heart. I've said too much already. I really hope he's there next year. You never know with Petr. You never know. Missing these morning wake-up calls from the radio. Yes. It's like at 6:30, you get those mournful wails echoing through the forest. Do you see any eyes? We did. And next week, the slideshow that I'm going to show next week, I'm going to be showing the eyes. So we did. No, man, Matthew. He said that Matthew Gallup, he inspires me. That's what he said. Something like that. I've been calling him Peter. Yes. Yes. Well, actually, that's what I've been calling him. But during this trip, I got the exact pronunciation right. It's Petr. You got to have that roll in there. Peternechas. So, yeah. He goes by Peter. But this is, see, I always try to get people's names down. It takes me a little while Like I'll get Tony's name down and even Patrick's last name, Andre Mia Hadja. I'm still working on that. It should be easy. I've known him for years, but you know. All right. So if anybody doesn't speak French, the signs are there to help you, so you know what's going on. And we did not see any fossa. I would have loved to have seen a fossa, but no, we did not see a fossa. Anybody wants to know what it looks like? The Madagascar toilets look like? There you go. That's now. This is an important site. This is an important picture. James, do you recognize this? Everybody, this was what we would call later the Battle of the Bidet. This is where James Cross first experienced a bidet, and he tried to figure it out on his own in private, and apparently there was quite the mess as he tried to figure out what to do with this hose in the bathroom. So yes, this is we have many stories. We come back from Madagascar with many stories. We call it the Battle of the Bidet. James survived it. I'm not sure if he won, but he did survive, and perhaps next year he will have a rematch, and this time he will be ready. Oh, yes. Now, there he says, and apparently there was quite the mess. Just so you know, guys, it's hard to control the water. It does come out. It does come out pressurized. So, yes, not all of the bathrooms there have the bidet. Most of them just have the toilet paper, but this particular one has the bidet. There was a number that have the bidet. And then this is what we experienced in Madagascar. A magical path. Where does it go? Just gonna have to find it to follow it to find out. This is the national park in Andasi Bay, where we looked for Kaluma parsonii Christopher. And so, I mean, the trails that we go on, we do have some trails that are, a little rugged, but generally speaking, they're trails and they're maintained. And it's amazing how much you can see just on these maintained trails. Yes, you can go hike 3 days into Mario Jeji and see a rare species. And for people who really want to see you're collecting species, that's what you should do. But if you want to have a great experience and see some very cool chameleons, you don't have to go far in Madagascar. And that's why it's such a magical place for us chameleon people. St. Patrick's number under Patrick. Yeah, be careful, everybody. There's like 3 Patricks that are tour guides in Madagascar. So you got to be very careful which Patrick you're communicating with on Instagram. Let me tell you, when you're done, you feel so fresh. Oh boy. Hey, hello, Holly. Welcome. So give me a All right, everybody. We are coming to the end of our live session. It was absolutely wonderful being back. To those of you who are part of the virtual campus, tomorrow at 1 p.m., we're going to be having a meeting on the virtual campus where we're going to be talking about what 2026 is going to look like. I'm going to be presenting some of the plans that I have for what we're going to be doing. And we're going to have Eliza there, who's kind of our de facto social coordinator. And we're going to be talking about our meetup. My daughter. Hello, Megan.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm leaving.
What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be playing tabletop strategy war game with my friends.
Oh.
And then I'm going to be watching Riverdale, the worst show ever.
Okay, so no Dungeons and Dragons, but strategy board war games.
Yes, too many people are sick for Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, too many sick people.
Yeah.
I tell you. All right, goodbye.
Yeah, Dad.
She has an accusatory. So, and so tomorrow we're going to be talking about the meetup. We're talking about sometime in the fall arranging a meetup at the Reptarium. It's still penciled in. Nothing is established. That's just what we're looking at right now. It could change, but this is we're going to start talking about it. And we'll talk a little bit about Madagascar and the breeding stuff that we're going to be doing. So there's a lot of stuff that we do like in the inner community, and we're going to be talking about tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific. And so if you're part of the community, join there and let's talk. Let's see. One last questions. Do they only collect chameleons for export before a scheduled one, or is it constant collecting? It's only before a scheduled one. So they don't like collecting chameleons unless they know they're shipping them out, because then they have to hold them, and they're not set up to hold chameleons long term. So they just collect when they have an order. Isn't this a 2 hour? It is a 2 hour show, but it's broken up between weekends. So the second half of this 2 hour show is next weekend. No, we just got started. I'll be back on Tuesday, by the way, for those of you who are in the public sphere. Tuesday, I'll be here at 5 p.m. Pacific, and we were going to have our open question and answer session. And then next Saturday, we're going to come back, and I'm going to be doing a slideshow from the second half of the trip. And in that, we get to see, I'll bring in the pictures of the miner. I'll bring in the Mantella, the II, and James's lemur. The lemur that mugged James is back and is a well-known felon at the location. They know that lemur. And so we're going to be, I'm going to be showing pictures of that lemur, which actually got in a fight with Patrick over a glass of juice, which is kind of funny. Bye, Leander. Wasn't he late? Yeah, but I'm sick. I got an excuse. You're not part of the community. You should be. Yes, you should be. And people were to virtual campus. It's kind of an inner community, and really it's where we go to be away from the chaos of social media. And it's a place where we're actually working on projects. We're working on breeding projects together. If you just love being with chameleons, it's kind of a walled garden. So I protect the peace. Protect the peace. So that was a quick cover up because I am quick-minded. So will Sundays pick up again? I don't have plans for Sundays. There are possibilities because there are a number of things that are going to be, there's got to be a lot of changes in the Chameleon Academy, and they're all going to be going forward and doing great things. So the things that you love right here are going to stay, but we're going to be adding some things that are pretty special. And so what form those take to be determined. But not yet. No, the Sundays are not going to come back just yet. So, that lemur needs a name. We should name that lemur before we go back and have a name. So, thanks for taking all the beatings from me while you were there. Yeah, well, the universe was but the stuff with you, it was like little pranks. With me, it was like they were mad at me for not bringing you. So, gosh. So, what if we can? Thanks for everything you do. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, Robin. Wonderful to have you. And Amy, I'm glad you dropped by. So, all right, everybody. I'm going to send you off to have a great weekend. And I'll see virtual campus members tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific. Everybody in the public, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And next Saturday, we're going to continue this slideshow with the second half of the trip. So, did you get to see the project funded on getting the sticky weeds removed from chameleon habitats? I did not see this. And so we're talking to the people in Madagascar and saying, where the heck were those signs? I was very disappointed that I wasn't able to see those. I know they did stuff, but apparently it wasn't in the areas that I went to, and I wasn't able to get indication where they were. So still working on that. We'll go back in 2027. I want to see evidence of what they did. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining here and making this a wonderful Saturday afternoon. And I'll see you next time. Oh, hey, we'll get there. There I am. Hey, we'll see you next time.